Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Zoo Console Edition, and today we're going to be doing the last leg, the Goodwin Memorial Zoo, in hard mode. So let's go straight into this.
Well, hello there. If it isn't person whose name I just realised I didn't actually learn. I must confess, I feel betrayed. Did our time working together mean nothing to you? Do all the opportunities I gave you count for naught? Here, let me turn around so you can retrieve your knife from my back. I would so hate for you to lose it. Don't worry, I'm just joshing with you. It's only business. But I am going to have to destroy you. Ta-ta, for now.
Ugh. You and I are going to put Mr. Myers out of business for good. In every sense of the word. Now, I've purchased a small island near his remaining zoo. It's not big, but it's an attractive enough destination that it should draw customers away from Mr. Myers' establishment. But don't imagine for 1 minute that he'll make it easy for us. You'll constantly have to be on the lookout for criminal ne'er-do-wells, and also a laptop bag which I lost when I was surveying the site. Wait, you know what? Forget the bag. You just worry about the troublemakers. Listen, if we want to drive Mr. Myers out of the zoo business for the good of animals everywhere, then our zoo will have to be the best zoo the world's ever seen. We'll have to have the happiest animals and the happiest guests, and that means having the happiest staff as well. But we also can't ignore our conservation responsibilities in pursuit of those goals. We have to be peerless at everything. However, if I've learned anything, it's that if there's one person who can build this zoo, it's you. Or me. But I'll be much too busy. Good luck!
Okay, so this is the final zoo. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got 20,000 to start with, which isn't a great deal. Our objectives to begin with are increase the average habitat species overall welfare to 70% and have at least 7 habitat species in the zoo, and then increase the guest happiness to 60% and have at least 600 in the zoo. For silver, habitat species welfare to 80%, guest happiness to 65%, and staff happiness at least 70%. And then for gold, increase the average habitat species overall welfare to 90%. That's pretty tough. Increase guest average happiness to 75%, get 5 animals to a 5-star rating. Increase zoo reputation to 4 stars and receive a zoo inspection with at least 4-star rating. So that is a fair amount to do. Our island isn't huge either, and actually it's really not huge. Wow, literally this is the entire room we've got to work with. Holy crap. Right, so I suppose we best get to work. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by getting rid of everything we possibly can and make some more money. We're just going to make sure that's not in it. Okay, so that's a start. Anything extra we can get rid of here. Okay, so after that we will then, I'm going to go with leveling off the terrain here, guys. So you need to be able to maximize what you can do here, and the way we're going to do that is by putting all of our staff facilities under the ground. And I'll show you how we're going to do that in a moment. We're just going to level all this off and make it nice and flat and workable. Okay. So, the way we're going to do that is we're going to start with a staff path that goes just to about the edge there, and then terrain wise we're going to push it all the way down. And then a little bit further, and then we're going to flatten to foundation. Don't worry about the way it looks at the moment, we can sort that out in a moment. Oh my god, come on camera. Now this is something you can push to open a little bit more later on too, but we're going to use this as our area to put all of our staff facilities, water and electric and stuff like that, and make it really easy for ourselves. So don't worry about how it looks right now, and then we're going to go paths, and we're going to go back to staff path, and then you're going to literally throw it down all the way. And use this as an underground passageway, whatever you want to call it. So we need our staff facilities down here, so let's go with that first. So start with a quarantine. And then we're going to do a vet surgery. Unfortunately, guys, you do have to have these, so they are going to really chew away at your funds really quickly. Which is, you know, it's a shame. Staff room. Oh, nice, we can get that in there just about. What else do we need? We need a trade centre. And we need a mechanics workshop. And the beauty about doing it underground is that it means that people won't be able to see it, so they can't have negative reviews on it. So water and electric, and then go back to terrain and flatten to foundation, and there you go, like nothing ever happened. And you can follow you then. It does take a little bit of practice, but if you kind of go down there like that, you can get underground and you can see everything that is going on. And of course, there you go, you can reopen it back up as well. There we go. Gives you like a really easy area to work with. And then you can open it up and bring stairs up elsewhere. So there we go, that is our staff area underground, taking up no room at all. And the only thing you need to do then is be able to get back up, which is, I'm not going to lie guys, it's not the easiest. There we go, we're out. But you'd never know. Okay. So that is our staff area there. You can then decide how you want to play out the rest of it. So I'm going to start with, I want like a width of about 6. I don't want to go too wild. why is it being a pain with angle snap? Stop it. It's being a pain. All I want is it to go in the middle. Is that too much to ask? Really? Let's do no angle snap and see what happens. It's still angle snapping. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take away that for now. Oh, there we go. 8's working. Right, so we'll go with that to start with, and then you want to sort of like plan where you're going to put your first habitat. And which way you want to kind of go. So my first one is going to go. I want to reconnect that too. So my first one is going to be a fairly decently sized one. We're going to be putting stuff like buffaloes and bisons. And stuff like that in, so we want to make it a fairly decent sized one. So let's go and do that. So I'm going to start here in the back corner and just try and line it up, doing sections of 15. There we go. Okay, and then it needs to be, if you're going to be putting multiple animals in, it needs to be fairly big. You want to think about their welfare and stuff too. I could potentially have made it too big, but it is what it is. Is that? And I'm going to make sure I kind of evenly spread the barriers there. So that's quite a nice big habitat, and I need a habitat gate too, and we can, that looks good. That looks good. Okay, so let's get some staff in. No, we don't want a cleaner yet. So what we want is a keeper, we want a vet, and we want a mechanic. Now let's press play for a second. The first thing I want the mechanic to do is start researching barriers, and he's going to continue to research barriers until we are up to level 6. We can now look at the animal market and see what we've got going on. So let's get a male and a female buffalo in. You only want one male buffalo per go. And then we can go with some bison. So let's go with 1, 2 females for now, and a male bison. And what else do we want? Wildebeest. So we can go with 1, 2, 3. Right, 3 wildebeest. And we can send them straight to quarantine. So that gives us 3. That gives us 3 habitat species straight away. And it's been a pain. So we're just going to come under here for quarantine. There we go. So we'll let them do that. We are low on cash, yes. So terrain, well, we're going to do a little bit of terrain again now, because we want to put some water in this habitat, but we don't want it to be huge and we don't want it to be that intense, because the last thing you want to do is push through now to below. That's quite ample. And then we can start by putting stuff like what could we put in there? I don't think we want a huge sort of shelter, so we could do with something like that, basic wooden shelter. I know they're not ideal, but we've also got to think about how much money and stuff things are going to cost. And let's put some extra large bedding in there. Yes, I am adding it to that one, thank you. Right. And then we want to make sure that this barrier is opened up so that people can see inside. And the other thing we want to do, because our animals will get really stressed easily, we want to add some signs. So put one there, and we'll put another one just about there. So that's some signs to tell them to shush. And of course the other thing we want is donation boxes, so that people can donate their hard-earned cash to our zoo. So we'll put one there and we'll put one here. No, we won't. That'll be fine. Now the other thing you can do, guys, to make a little bit of early sort of money is put some exhibits in. That will help bring up some money, and you can sell the excess animals that you do create. But money is not obviously very good at the moment, so we want to potentially not be doing that until either we take out the loan or we earn some money. But now quarantine's passed, we should start getting our first people into the zoo. We're just going to call this habitat mixed, so I know what we've got going on. Now, there's a few different animals we can add to this area as well. So, what a name. And I'm thinking we could, guys, do a path that goes, so if we do it 6 up here, just right to the edge like that, we've got room for a habitat this side and a habitat this side. So let's look at that, because we are going to be wanting to get obviously animals in. I mean, to be fair, there's no saying we couldn't make that make that into 2 habitats. That would be ideal, really, if we can get 2 sort of like smaller animals in. We could make that 2 habitats. Oh my god, look at the names on them. Nothing's moved yet, but we are getting people in. What could we put in 2 small habitats? Let's have a look. We could have a giant tortoise, so that would be a good shout. And we could do pangolin. Yes, that would be a good shout. So let's get a pangolin and let's get a giant tortoise. So that's what we will do. So let's split that in half. Yeah, that's about 2, isn't it? And then we can put 1 area there and 1 there. And you know what? We could probably actually send a staff path down there too, if absolutely necessary. We're just going to tick all of these again. Not Caprice. Caprice the buffalo, the bison, or whatever it is. What a name. Let's get that duplicated, and let's put it there. I think that's good. We can have a tortoise in one and the pangolin in the other. They should be ample size for those. And let's just also increase the price slightly. Now I'm thinking we could go with lowering the terrain here and meeting it up with the other, and we could put a staff path that comes up this side. Let's just have a look. I've got to be careful of money. I'm going to have to take out that first loan, I think. I just want to be able to get down here. Come on, let me in. Let me in. It will let me in. I just need to... Ooh, painful. There we go. Well, there we go. Let's open that up a little bit. Insufficient funds. Brilliant. I was hoping we could kind of meet before then anyway, but clearly not. I need to get out of here. Wow. Okay, what's happened here? It just takes a little while to get used to sorting out this camera going underground and stuff. We didn't even make it near, did we? I'd like to be able to put the staff path down to meet the other one underground, and then they can come up this side instead of having to run all the way around here. Maybe that's not really necessary. Oh, well, we have met now, actually. We'd need to get rid of these barriers if we were going to do it. And that's obviously, we have run out of money. So I think we need to take out the loan. And we're going to have to do it now. And we're also going to put the repayments down to almost the bare minimum as possible, which is 6,250 per year. So let's do that, and then let's see if we can get this path. Let's just take that away. Let's take that away. Come on, do you know what? This is what drives me insane about this game. Is the fact that it does this. We'll fix this in a minute. Do you know what? It's probably more effort than it's worth, guys. If I'm being honest. It's probably much more effort than absolutely necessary. There we go, we fixed it. So let's press play and let's get money coming in. And these still haven't made it there. Should we hire a second vet so that they can get things moving? Okay, so I have now done some more work. I've currently got 5 species in the zoo. We've got the tortoise and the pangolin actually both in the same habitat. That's what I decided to go with. They both seem pretty happy. We could do with probably a second one of each. But at the moment we just need to think about getting that money, getting that dollar. So we're going to turn it up a little bit. And I've now just got another 2 aardvarks. Well, not another 2, but 2 aardvarks coming in here. So this is what I decided to do. Instead of just a habitat each, I decided to go with aardvarks in this one. And I'm going to see kind of what sort of things would go with an aardvark at some point. So let's make sure they are happy. Let's put some burrows in. Or a burrow at least. Yeah, we'll do it there, that's fine. And then let's see what else we can put in for the habitat. Any bowl. Now it might be that actually we move the tortoise in with the aardvarks, but at the minute we'll just go with what we've got, and they want some soil instead of long grass, and they want a little bit of short grass too. So actually really easy. And then of course we're going to put the barriers. Do you know what, actually we're going to pause it, take away that barrier and take away that one, and then we'll see how long that is. 9, yeah, 9 should be enough. It's just so that we get sort of like even glass. There we go. There we go, so we've got some aardvarks in now, and that gives us 6 species in the zoo. Let's duplicate that and pull it there in the middle. And then we can get 1 more species in the zoo, and that will give us our 7 to go with. So what could we get? Tapirs. Tapirs are pretty easy. Bongos, I'm staying away from them for now. Orangutans we couldn't afford anyway. So we'll go with tapir, and we'll look out for a female one at some point too. The other thing I've done, guys, is I have put I can't remember what it's called. It's an exhibition, an exhibit. And guys, what I've done is I've made sure that they are population managed for both of them. So I've put puff adders in one, and I've put pink salmon tarantulas in the other. Now what will happen is, once they start breeding, we will get animals to sell, which will earn us a little bit of extra cash too. We're going to just get our tapir one ready as well, so we'll just put a little bit of water in. Now we might need to make this slightly bigger, but what we're going to do is we're going to copy that, because they do like shelter. Look at it, even go with that. Did you see that then? Yeah, and that one, look. Knobs. So let's have a look. We are now 46% overall welfare, and average guest happiness is only 51%. Once we get our tapir in, we can have a look at what's going on. I also, guys, I decided to put an extra power and water. So let's now I've made one work zone already, called Animal Work Zone 1. I'm going to, they're not in the work zone either, so they need to go into the work zone. I'm now going to make a maintenance one. So in the maintenance one, we're going to add everything that needs to be maintained. Just do as you're told, please. Come on. Thank you. Oh, that's so frustrating. Thank you. And then we'll just add, for the sake of it, all of these buildings. There we go. And we'll add them too as well, just to be looked after, just in case. And we'll rename that one maintenance. And we'll attach the two 2 maintenance guys to it as well. Now the other thing we're going to do is we are going to give everyone a bit of training. And once we get about 1,000 people into the zoo, we'll start looking at shops. Now we're going to take this away on this one, and we're going to take this one away too, so that the animals have a little bit more hiding room. We really need to get this average habitat's welfare up, and we need to look at research. How's that coming on? Doesn't seem to be doing much at the minute. We really need research to pick up, because as soon as we do pick up the research, these guys can have items that will enrich them, which currently is what's holding us back. And to be fair, this isn't working great for the pangolin either. I am trying to make it read. What about the aardvarks? Are they pretty happy? Apart from no enrichment items? That's the problem, you've just got to wait for research. Right, so let's get him in. And I tell you what, guys, let's hire a second keeper. Now that we've got a few habitats going. Oh, will you go away? What's causing? I don't think I've put anything in there for water, actually, so that's a good shout to check. And the same for our aardvarks too, because I'm used to just putting water in all the time. So let's fast forward now and see what happens. So we've got the 7 species in, and let's face it, they're not overly happy. Well, these protesters are really winding me up something special. Okay, so let's have a look at what else we can do for the tapir. Let's get some plants in. Bloody protesters. I can't help the fact that I've just got no research done. It's super tough work. Okay, so I think what we're going to have to do, just temporarily, is take away the glass from the barriers. So let's do that. Now that's going to cause problems where people can't see the animals, but as a temporary feature, it will help with the animals. Let's get a keeper, let's get a mechanic, and let's repair that, because we are running really low on money. No, so we've got 25k, but 25k starts to get eaten up pretty quickly when you're not making any real money. And with protesters in the zoo, it's not helping. Do you know what? Let's get another keeper on the go. Okay, so our average habitat welfare is now about 66. I've put some herb scent markers pretty much in every one because that's the first bit of research I've got done. So we're hoping that's going to tick over to mark that off as our first oh, look at her. Huh. What? Yeah, now money is really not good at the moment. What we really need is more research being done. Once we've got a bit more research done, we can really make a difference. But until then, there's not a lot we can do. We've just got to kind of sit it out and wait. Okay, so unfortunately things haven't really got much better. I have now put 2 ostrich in here. They're not so keen on the habitat by the looks of it. Let's have a look. They want a little bit of soil. So that's pretty easy to sort out, to be fair. There we go. And I've now got a female tapir to go with that there. We have now got 610 people in the zoo, but we're not reaching the happiness marker, and we're not reaching the happiness with the animals. Now we're still researching, but nothing's happening. I've not got any more research done at all. But as soon as that sort of research happens, we will be fine. We've just got to get it there, and money's just not doing it for me at the minute. So we could have a look at getting yet another animal in. That will take us up to 9, but we need to think about what we're going to get. So we can't get a bear. We can't get bonobos. I'm not taking bongos. I'm sorry, they just drive me potty. We could get some wild dogs, I suppose. Let's do that. Let's get them to there, and let's see if this is going to be big enough, because I might need a bigger I might need a bigger habitat for that. But the plan kind of now is to, if I have to extend this, I will. But then I also plan to put a staff path that goes underneath the ground here, just so that they can come out and sort out without having to come all the way from over this side to do what they need to do. So let's just see if any more research has been finished. We are now halfway with the barriers, which is fantastic, because once we get up to level 6, barriers will make a huge difference, and we can have so much more being done. So we'll have a look at see if I can do anything with the staff path down here in a moment, and then what we'd potentially be doing is running a normal path that goes up here. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Okay, so I've now made this habitat here with a path that goes underneath for members of staff. This is for our wild dogs, and guys, Cash is really in a bad place. I'm going to have to take out yet another loan and see if I can see if I can fix this and get people coming in to into the zoo and actually earn me some money. So let's make sure that our dogs are okay. They haven't got quite enough room, so we'll fix that in a second. So let's get them a hard shelter. That's one way to start. And then let's go with enrichment items. There's nothing at the minute. And terrain, they want short grass and they want a little bit of soil. So let's do that. And let's also just slightly increase the habitat. It won't need much. Just another 5 meters that way, I'd think. And that would do. And we can get rid of that. And get rid of that. And that should make the habitat big enough for them. Oh, it's not quite. Not quite. I wonder if we can put a barrier. I don't really want to open up the barrier anymore because it's just like just taking extra space that we really don't have. These guys by far have taken up the most space. It's still saying they don't have enough room. I'm finding that really hard to find now. Maybe they just haven't. No way. No, they should have plenty of room. They should have plenty of room, to be fair. Right, so we've got 9 habitat species in the zoo. Somehow I feel this isn't right, that they don't have enough room. It might be something to do with the space underneath the ground as well. So let's just we're going to struggle to get down here, I think. It's not letting us. Oh, we've got some vet research done. What's it done on? It's done on the aardvarks. Okay, so that's a start, I suppose. Right, where's our aardvarks? None in there. And guys, you know, you can have a look inside. They're both asleep. But let's have a look at some enrichment items. They've got a large barrel feeder, which should make a difference. And I believe they can. Let's have a look. They could use the large barrel feeder too. So, guys, you know what? That might just take us up to our 70%. We're not far off now. And our money is just being ate away constantly. Right, we need to get somewhere to feed these from. Oh, there's bloody protesters again. We need money, and we need it like sort of yesterday at this point. Because we're not getting a lot of donations at the minute either. Literally no donations either. What is going on? Nothing. Okay, that's not good. Look how close we are. I don't know what else to do now apart from just wait. Okay, so we've managed to get the welfare up because I managed to do a little bit more research, which allowed me to do that. Guest happiness is currently 59% with 744. We are now starting to turn the tide on cash a little bit. I say that we've got monthly bills to come out, but donations are, now that people are happier, donations are a little bit better. So we've just got to wait for tick over 60%, and that will be our 1-star objective complete. And I'm just now waiting for the research, one more research on barriers, and we can turn these barriers the other way, and that will really help the social of our animals, which will then make a huge difference, because all these can be turned to mirrored glass. So that is 1 star done.
Hey, whoa! You've certainly been keeping an eye on Mr. Myers' troublemakers, haven't you?
Cool.
Okay, but he's got deep pockets, so don't expect the disturbances to stop anytime soon. Not least because we're right next to New York, and I think one of their baseball teams just beat the other, and the fans are not happy. But on the bright side, we're already getting some great press for the zoo. I just hope that Mr. Myers starting to feel the pressure.
Well, this is impressive. I never even considered opening a zoo in New York. Emma's really put her old man to shame, hasn't she? What's the matter? You look like you've seen a ghost. Sorry to surprise you like this, but I'm happy to say the reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. I won't go into the details right now, but I have had quite the adventure in the Arctic Circle. Although, nothing compared to what I hear you've been through.
Oh, I know. I'm just as shocked as you were. I would have mentioned it earlier, but I only found out yesterday, and he swore me to silence. Isn't this simply wonderful?
Absolutely wonderful.
And I suppose this means I'm going to have to change the name of the zoo.
Okay, where the hell am I? Okay, so the next thing we need to really think about doing here is, well, we need another 4 species in the zoo, and we need to increase guest happiness. So, once we break the level 6, you'll find that our happiness should go up a lot for the animals, because we can put this tinted mirror, like I said, but it also means we can open it up a lot more, which will give a lot more views to people of the animals, and keep them from being stressed. That being said, we can also start looking at what animals we can bring to the zoo to really bump us up a little bit now. So what I'm thinking is, we could get camels, but well, we can't get camels because we haven't got points. So what could we do? At the minute, bongos are about the best we can do. So we're just going to have to sit tight and wait. Right, now my research for the glass has been done. So we're going to now, we're going to instantly start fixing our barriers here. We're going to make it one way, and we're going to make it so that they can't see in, they can't see out, sorry. And that should make a huge difference to our animals. So we're going to make sure it's one way, and we want it whatever one it is. There we go. So hopefully now that should start making a difference to our animals' welfare, because you'll find that they'll be a lot less stressed. And I'm also thinking of just increasing the height slightly of, well, do you know what, we might as well just do it all in one go, and just slightly 2 meters 43, there we go. So that slightly increases the height. Now the other thing I've also done is put a second keeper hut, because they were too busy sharing keeper huts, and it's really which way is it? Is that the right way? That's the right way. Oh, they just need to bugger off, because they're really affecting everything that's going on. So we've got some vet research now complete as well. So on the aardvarks, that's good. So we'll take some more off the aardvarks and pull it on. What can we pull it on? Chinese pangolin. And let's... don't disappear, don't disappear. Enrichment, and let's just put like that in there. But I tell you what, we can also do this with the dogs now, and that should make a difference there. Give them some enrichment items, so that, a small ball pumpkin, and some ice. There we go, that's 50% enrichment done with them. For a start. The animals are starving. Why are they starving? Why is the keeper not? Keeper must be on the way. I've now got I've got 3 keepers. And I've got I've got 3 keepers, and I've got 3 vets. So realistically, there shouldn't be that much of a problem when it comes to feeding. Now, my real problem here is money still, so we do need to really start making some real cash. Once these protesters bugger off, will be better. And we just need to see why is the keeper not been to feed them? Come on. Come on, keeper. Let's get these bad boys fed. And let's see what else see if we can do anything else for enrichment while we're waiting. Because enrichment, to be fair, is full for them, so we don't want to start giving them other items, but we want them being fed. That's a massive problem. Vet research is now done on the wild dogs too. So it's good. It's good. There we go. So that keeps the wild dogs happy for a little bit. We need to just see these tapirs getting fed. Once these tapirs are fed, come on you need to feed them. And like, now. Hurry up. I've put you a keeper hut, like, right below here, so that you haven't got as far to go. Why didn't they feed them? Do you know, honestly, I think both of them have died. Right, that's really not good. I really don't understand why the keepers are taking forever to do their job. So we're going to have to get some more tapirs in, unfortunately, which is going to cost us more money. And at the minute we've only got one female available, so let's get her into quarantine. As we need to keep A, the guest happiness up, B, the habitat happiness up. The pangolin, why are they not being fed? Really, I don't understand what's going on at the minute. I know there's a large food bowl in there for him. Because that's, yeah, there's one there. And there's one over there. Do I need to get a fourth keeper? I don't see why I'd need so many keepers. Welfare's better for them now, though, so that's good. We just need to keep the research up, and it is painful. I'm not going to lie, it is painful. So let's have a look at what animals we can think about getting in. I'd love to be able to get the elephants in, but I can't. I can't get the camels in. I can get Gemsbok, and I could get flamingos. Grizzly. Oh, look at the price of them. I can't afford them. Hippos. Oh, I can't afford hippos either. Damn. Grizzly bears would just kill my money. So I think I'm just going to have to try and let it cook for a little bit and get some money. Right, so I've let money cook for a little bit, and I now have another tapir. I now have I've made another habitat here for bongos. I don't know if it's going to be big enough, so that's something for me to look at now. So size wise, yes, it seems to be fine. They want hard shelter, so I will duplicate that, and that can go here. And they also will want the terrain sorting out, so a bit of soil. Soil is what they will want, and we're just going to change the size of that We're just going to make it so that these boys are happier. There we go. These bongos are very, very temperamental. I've noticed that in this game, and it drives me potty how tough they actually are to keep happy. But putting the one-way glass in is a huge benefit to the bongos at this sort of stage now. Let's see where we can get. It's not a huge habitat, I'm not going to lie. Do you know what? Let's put that in the middle of the water. It's not a huge habitat at all, so it doesn't make it the easiest. But overall, they're not too bad. We just need to put some plants in and they will be a lot happier. Let's just... we could put mangrove in the water. That looks pretty cool. And then just put some sprigs and stuff around. Around the water here. What else? What else? I don't want to go too mad with big trees. Oh, that looks quite nice actually. I quite like that. We're going to put that right in the corner there. There we go. So that should keep the bongos fairly happy. Cool. So money's like at 12k now, and our habitat species are up to 86% happy. We could do with now getting more habitat species in. So let's have a look at what we've got available. This is literally just keep going, keep going, keep going. And you've got to look at what you can afford, because it's all thingy points, which isn't great. We could get a camel in. Let's get a camel. Let's get that into quarantine. And then camel, what we'll do is we will pretty much do the opposite to what I've done here. So we'll do the opposite L shape, and what we're going to do here is we're going to use this space here for food shops, I think. So we want to think about having maybe a bit of a staff path going up this way so that they can access through there. So let's just think. Let's pause it, because I think we're going to have to remove some barriers here, guys. Because paths, you know how temperamental they are. Damn, I don't want to have to take. See, it just won't let you. It just won't let you. All because of that there. Literally, there we go, look at that, it works now. So let's just put a path up there. Dangerous animal has escaped. Okay. And look at that, it won't let me do it anymore. Really? Curve sections, thank you. There we go. So that gives us the option to do that. It says dangerous animal has escaped. Where? Oh, for God's sake, it's going. Look at all these, they're going to evacuate now. Do you know why that is? Because it's got no habitat gate. It's exactly what it will be. Wow. Wow. Really? Oh. I hope they all come back. Wow. Okay, that was a little bit uncalled for. Just a little bit uncalled for. Yeah, oh man, honestly, these drive me bonkers. Can't even put a path. Oh no, I wanted staff path now. Right. So we're going to put a staff path up here. Right, now we're going to fix our barriers again. Right, so that fixes that. And that fixes that. Right, okay, now let's put that. There's one-way glass. There we go. And barriers, we can now put that there. Now what this also does is it allows us to put another habitat here and run the path up there. So do you know what? We're going to do that first this time. Right, but it also gives us an opportunity to hide some work buildings up here if absolutely necessary, or we can run another path underground. We'll wait and see until absolutely necessary. Now we really need to get people back into the zoo, otherwise we're going to lose a ton of money. I hiccup then, sorry. So right, let's get our camel into his new habitat. There we go. And what is this one? This one should be called Bongo. And this one can be called Camel. Okay, right. Back up to 400 people. We need to see a lot more people come in and not getting stuck. If we want to see a huge increase in moolah. The other thing I've done as well is hired a second security guard. And the next sort of thing I'll be thinking about doing is putting security cameras around. But now, until we actually make money, we're not in that position anymore because we've just lost all those customers leaving through the door. How's research coming on? Right, so we've got some research now on the puff adder. Lovely. So for now, we're going to stop researching that, and we're going to start researching ostrich. The pangolin's not really got any research done on it yet. But it's enough now to make the exhibit look a little bit better. And we can see also if there's any animals in the exhibition that we can sell, which we can. So let's quick trade. They might not make a lot of money, but the puff adders tend to. They tend to make about 1,000 a pop. The spiders, not so much. And we just need to really hope that people are going to keep coming in. Right, let's check out this camel. Terrain. So it needs, honestly, a little bit more room. So that's got to be our first thing to do. So let's just make the habitat. Do you know what? Let's do it another 10. Because we need to be thinking also about the fact that we want to be putting shops in. Right, so that should give us our camel's size. Just literally just right. So it wants soil and sand. Soil, rock, sand. Okay, a really boring sod. Enrichment wise, well, we can give him a grab ball. We can give him a medium sized food trough. We can give him a feeder. We can give him a scratch post too. And I don't think necessarily camels need water in regards to swimming. So there we go. We can just give him a little place to drink from. And he'll be pretty happy. Let's change that now to camel. So, education is at 4%. Let's think about putting some shops in now, guys. And let's also think about researching some more shops. Hey, the pangolin's got some stuff. Cool. Let's think about drink shops. Oh, we've got a baby tortoise. Oh, we've got more. Oh no, that's a pangolin, isn't it? See what we can do for a forage box. That's pretty cool. Where could we put the forage box though? There. Yeah, cool. Happy with that. Happy with that. Shame you've got to have such tight sort of habitats. I suppose it just kind of is what it is, isn't it? Tapirs are hungry. Well, let's sort out these work zones. So we need the maintenance to go onto that, and we are going to come up with Animal Zone 2 very soon. Because we'll do the second half as Animal Zone 2, and that way we can split the keepers and the vets so that they're not all just doing the same thing. On a different note though, let's get our staff trained up. Let's spend a little bit of money training staff, and think about putting some shops in now, guys. So we're going to put some shop. We're going to put a shell in first. So we go to here, and we're going to put the shell in. Lovely, and then we'll put some drink shops in. And of course, you watch, if I pause this, take away that, take away that, take away that, I should have paths for it. Which is, oh, this is frustrating. Right, so we've got a gulpy soda, and we'll go with chief beef. And then obviously, before anything else, let's put our barrier back on, because the last thing we want is our wild dogs escaping. And then we'll highlight that one and that one. Window, one way glass. There we go. So that gets us 2 shops straight open. A chief beef and stuff like that. And then we can also look at a toilet in a moment. But now we've got shops open. Unfortunately, we're going to have to think about cleaners and bins and stuff like that, because they will generate rubbish pretty swiftly now that they have places to eat and drink from. So we're going to have to make sure there's plenty of bins about. We're also going to start thinking about some security measures. So let's get a cleaner in now. And also let's start thinking about that security feature. So go to the security tab, and let's get some security cameras up, because I'm getting a lot of destruction. So in theory, we should get less. And we kind of want to do it over the things that are being vandalised anyway. That will make the real difference for me. Pop another one there. So that should make some difference to security. Let's just replace everything that is broken. And I'd like to put another set of shops here. A toilet in the middle and another set of shops. Right, so I've managed to get underground, and I'm going to put another staff facility here with a staff room. I wish I could put more in, but at the minute I really can't afford it. And we're just going to make sure that they get allocated to both the work zones. And then we will look at a shop work zone, but not quite yet, because there's only 2 shops in. So let's go. Let's keep this boat moving. Yes, we're low on cash. Low on options as to what to get in. I'd love to get the panda in. Grizzly bear. Let's get a grizzly bear. It's only 840. Might not be the best one, but it's a start. So we are now going to make a new habitat here for our grizzly bear. I think potentially that should be big enough. If not, then we can we can extend it. Absolutely. And we've now got a nice area to do it around the back. Come on, join up with the path, please. Come on, don't be an arse. Really? You're going to be like that, are you? I can't believe it's not going to join. Oh, there. There, where was you? There it is then, that's where it's going. Staff are having to queue for the facility. Yeah, and now you can find an accessible staff room. So, money is actually starting to grow a little bit, which is great. We always do like the money growing. And hopefully, once we get a little bit more in regards to drink shops and stuff like that, we can really make a difference. To the ostrich. Tell you what we are going to do. We're going to go and put another research lab in. Right, so after a good bit of time, we're now in a better sort of position. I've now got 13 habitat species in. So I've got Gemsbok here, the grizzly bear there, and everything else I had prior. I've now got 4 shops and some toilets, but I haven't got enough people in the zoo yet, and that's mainly because I had one of the animals escape and they all left the zoo. But average happiness is huge at the minute, so donations are through the roof. We've just got to wait for them level of people to look at that donation there. Wow. Yeah, what was that? It's nearly 6,000. Wowzers. Brilliant. And we'll duplicate that so that people can see that it's a Gemsbok, however it is. Now we're in the position also where I have done some extra work under the ground, and obviously that's unseen. But what I have done is let me show you. I'm just put that in there. I've extended some paths, so I've kind of planned ahead and thought, right, we're going to do this. We've got room for a habitat here, 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 and here, and here if need be. So I thought about what sort of habitats we can have. So then I've put an underground bit here, which you can see, and underground here. Actually went under straight away. We've got another water and electric, and over there we've got some more research and stuff like that. So let's think about putting another staff room just while we're here now. It doesn't hurt. Oh, and another keeper hut. Let's put another keeper hut there, and another staff room. Let's do it. Let's keep our staff happy, and then we can add them directly to our work zones. Now at the minute we haven't got a work zone for the shops. They're just kind of surviving on their own, which is fine, because there's only 4 shops and there's only something like 6 staff members total, and the shops are doing really well. So average, we're almost there at 2 stars, guys. We've just got to get another 15 people in the zoo. 9 people. 4 people. Come on, just 4 more people. 4 more people. There we go. So that takes us up to 2 stars here, guys. Money is now flowing.
The cracks are starting to show at Mr. Myers' zoo. Literally. I have no idea what he built those habitats from, but he's leaking animals everywhere. Okay, listen. This is it. This is the final push. We're so close to putting him out of business, I can feel it in my stomach. Although, that might be because of the falafel I just ate. It was suspiciously meaty.
Hey, I know I'm late to the party about Emma's plan to drive that awful Dominic fellow out of business, but she's doing incredible work. If I had half the head on my shoulders that she does, I probably wouldn't have taken a wrong turn and spent the last 3 months living in an igloo.
Right, so we now need to think about what animals we're going to get in to finish this zoo off. I want to get a female camel, I think, anyway, to make that male camel happy. But guys, we're in a position kind of where animals aren't in a position to be bought. They're more in a position to be bought with the points that we haven't earned yet, which isn't good. So we really need to keep coming back here and see if we can get a different species and wait for some points. Okay guys, so as you can see, my zoo has really changed, and it's been a bit of a grind to get it to this position. A lot of money. We're at 300,000 now, so money's not an object, but I've extended, so we've got our brown bears here, black bears, and then in the corner I have got a panda, which I was lucky to get hold of. To be fair, it was a pretty cheap panda, but it's got quite a big enclosure. Unfortunately, I can't afford a second panda, as they are done with conservation points, which I just don't actually have, and which is what I'm really needing now just to finish. I've got macaques in here, so they're pretty happy as well, and got away with quite a small sort of enclosure here for the macaques. We've also got flamingos in here, which are probably in quite a large enclosure for what they need, but I'm not doing anything with that now to cut it in half. We've got gems box. We've got grizzly bears. I think there's a female and I think there's a male, so I'm hoping they're going to breed. I think they already have, actually. There we go. They have. We've got a baby grizzly bear. We've got nearly 3,000 people in the zoo, and our reputation is 3.6. We've also got a rhino here, and we've also got a crocodile growl thing. I don't know how you pronounce that one, but we've also got this dude in here too. Research is really kind of coming on now. We're just letting them research everything, and we're researching. So I've done staff facilities. I can pretty much research whatever I want now, to be fair. It was more, I was more researching staff facilities so that we've got room for more staff rooms and stuff. But at the minute I'm not hiring any more staff. I've got a new shop here. In fact, I say I'm not hiring any more staff, but let's hire another vendor. And just add them to the correct zone. So I've made another work zone, which is for shops. And I've started training up staff and stuff as well. So as you can see, yeah, there's a lot of work being put in. Now realistically, I want an African elephant now, because I'm up to 19 habitat species, and like I said, increased zoo reputation to 4 stars. That's pretty easy. Objectives wise, so for the gold ones, I've already increased guest average happiness up to 75% and had 1,950 guests in the zoo. That wasn't too bad. Get 5 stars to an animal rating of 5 stars. Sorry, that happened just naturally. It just kind of happened, and like I said, now we just need to get to we need to get to 4 stars and 20 habitat species. So I've got no more room really to build any more habitats. So even if the opportunity for something like a tiger comes up, I've just got no room to put a tiger in. So or a cheetah. So realistically, it is going to be either an African or an Indian elephant to go in here with the rhino. So it's just a matter of a waiting game, if I'm honest. It's more. Oh, we've got 2 bisons died. Okay. I think we've got. Is it 2 bisons? Yeah, 2 bisons have died. So let's get a couple more bisons in. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I've got these 2 sitting in the trade centre, mainly because they were fighting. So they're just currently sitting there, which isn't doing great for my habitat species overall welfare. But to be fair, guys, we've got 85%. So once we get our 20th one in, that's a pretty easy tweak. And the other thing we can do here, just to take our zoo up to 3 stars, is we'll do a TV campaign. And that should instantly take us up to sort of like 4 stars almost. There we go. So we've done that one pretty much straight away. Education's not doing too bad. They are thirsty and they are hungry, but I'm out of room here, guys. I've got no more room for anything really. I could probably put a shop here, if absolutely necessary. Something like a souvenir shop. So let's have a look. Yeah, I could do that. And just add that into my work zone. And with that, there should be another member of staff, I presume. So we've got loony balloons in now. I'm not too worried if it makes a loss. So it is literally now just waiting for the conservation points to build up enough that I can get an African or an Indian elephant. So finally, I now have I have 710 conservation points, and I actually have the option for an elephant that's within my range. So we can get this elephant in now, straight into quarantine. And once we get that one in, we then have our 20 species in the zoo. It's only took 19 years. It's a fair old zoo, this one, to get right and to do. But once we get that in, we can then focus on just finishing our average welfare. So most animals are pretty good. So let's just have a look at our animals. And we can filter by welfare and see which ones are struggling the most. So, oh, that one's obviously in the vet surgery or something at the minute. So that's probably why that one's low on welfare. Olivia the bear. Olivia the grizzle bear. What's wrong with her? So welfare is 74. Nutrition. I wonder if we've got higher. Because yeah, so we can put higher feed now. So that should help. Habitat is temperature. Yeah, it's appropriate. So once the meal quality kind of comes up, I think we'll be fine there with Olivia. It does fluctuate. Let's go back to the welfare and see if we've got any. Natasha the spider. Natasha the spider. They always. Oh, sorry, Natalia. the spider. And they always tend to drop a little bit, the spiders. So not too bad there. Bron, the wild dog. He needs some enrichment, so let's get some sort of enrichment going on in this for them. Let's see if we can't spruce up their happiness a little bit. So the rubber duck, the colourful ball, the pumpkin and stuff like that, they all need to go. So let's get rid of them. They're clearly not happy with them at the moment. And that one gets rid of that. I'm not entirely sure what the research is like for these. Let's give them a box to play with. And what else could they do with? They've got the dog ball feeder, the skittle feeder. Let's go with that. They're up to 91, so in theory that should bring up that as well. So let's get our elephant in. Let's hope he's going to be happy enough in this habitat and it's not going to be too small for him. We're up to 86%, so we just need that final sort of 4%. So he's quite happy. Where are the macaques? They're quite happy, 86%. They could probably just do with a little bit more enrichment. That would gift box, ice, rubber duck. Small ball pumpkin. That might just be enough to take him up a little bit more. So it's just about fine tuning now, guys, and just see 96%. So she's pretty happy. 88% enrichment they could do with something else, so we'll give them that. There we go, that's 100% enrichment. We've just looked at the wild dogs. The tapirs, they're pretty good, the tapirs. 87%. They need some more hard shelter. Maybe there's too many animals in here now. I wonder if we could move maybe all the tortoises into the aardvark. Don't know. That's something, you know, the tortoises are dragging us down slightly, so let's just see if we can't put another hard shelter in. We'll duplicate that and put it. I don't want to overwhelm the habitat with hard shelter because I think it just looks silly, but these tortoises like their hard shelter. So that takes up to 71, which generally increases. So we're up to 87 now. Enrichment. Let's have a look what other enrichment sort of items we could put a football in for these guys. Food that they want really. Large barrel feeder and a grazing ball. So they've kind of got both that they can have there. What else we could do is do some more research, to be fair, on them. What about these guys? There's nothing different there. Wildebeest. We have got like 4 of them doing research, so they want something else for feeding, really. That would bring up the enrichment there. But overall, they're pretty happy. What about the bongos? The bongos might be in a position where there's actually probably too many of them. Hard shelter. There we go. Let's have a look at appropriate plants and stuff. Just see if we can't fix this a little bit. That might just make them a little bit happier. Enrichment. They could do with something else to feed from as well. Rubbing pillar, grab ball. Yeah, it's just something to feed from, really, that they're struggling with. Let's check our elephant now that he's in. Ah, see, he needs some hard shelter as well, so he's going to want a big shelter. That's the problem with the elephants. They're going to want a big. That's going to take up most of their space. So we'll have to put that in. But you know what? We could probably take away that now. Let's have a look. So they want some plants as well. So let's see if we can't spruce up this habitat. It's going to take a little bit, I think. It's really going to change the landscape of this habitat for sure. Okay, so we're good with that. Let's check her again. Check him again, should I say? Social. They want another elephant. That's a problem. And they haven't quite got enough room. But we can't afford another elephant, and this is why it's going to be super tough to try and just make sure that every other animal is absolutely bang on. I want some. Let's put a football in. Right, so that takes our overall habitat to 86. It's just going to be a matter of waiting.
thinking that after I'd had a rest, I'd get back into the zoo building business. But now I've seen firsthand how well Emma's handling it, I think I might retire instead. Well, maybe not just yet. Congratulations. I knew you were good, but I never could have imagined how good.
We've done it! The state government has stepped in and shut down his zoo. All of the animals are being rehomed as I speak. They won't suffer at Mr. Meyer's hand any longer. And the details are already all over the news. With the amount of violations they found, no one will ever let him open a zoo again. Anywhere. His reputation is in complete tatters. I can't believe it's over. Now, I know. I've always been a bit more big picture than my father. More concerned about saving the entire planet than the individual animals on it. But this whole experience has really taught me the value of balancing the needs of both. One thing's for sure. It's a job that never truly ends. We might have gotten rid of Mr. Myers, but there's plenty more work for all of us to do. And there's nobody I'd rather do it with than you.
Okay guys, so that is it. Yeah, I had to do a little bit of a time lapse, and I had to do a little bit of just adjusting the animals and stuff like that. So eventually I just found some animals that were a little bit overpopulated, some that were outsiders, so I removed all them, you know, released them to the wild. Didn't even have to get a second elephant in, which was the plan in the first place. But that is it guys, that is how you complete that zoo. Join me next time and we'll be doing some hints and tips on Planet Zoo. Thank you very much for being here, and I will catch you next time for another Planet Zoo video. Take care. Bye bye.